Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD1111 class, and in particular, well, it'll be taught for the fall 2020 semester at Rankin. I've been going through a series of video lectures for the textbook for the class, that being Get Programming with Node.js by Jonathan Wexler, a Manning publication. Now, I'm in Lesson 9 of Unit 2, and I thought I'd made some errors because when I came over here and I typed in this, I got nothing. So then I came in and I typed in items, and I got nothing. Then I thought, well, you had to put a colon there. Carrots. And I got nothing. But it's not a colon that goes there. It is another dash. This is the page for carrots. If I change it to beans, this is the page for beans. Now, let's talk about my foibles and why this didn't work. If you look up here, all right, I'm not getting this. Request was made to URL. I'm not sure why I'm not getting that, but in here, it was looking for /items/ all right, and then the parameter vegetable. And the slash just says that this is a parameter that's being passed. All right, and so the reason I was getting an error when I tried just /items is there's no code for that. The reason that I didn't get anything for the home page is there's no code for that. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to try this. And I'm going to say just slash, and I'm going to put a message in here, nothing else. Just, it's going to say hello from the home page. So I don't even need the backticks. All right, then we'll try items. And we'll do the same thing. And here we'll say hello from the items page. All right, so now I've got those two fixed. So the only time I should have where I'm actually sending anything is down here. Let's see if I broke anything or if it's still working. So now I'm going to refresh, and I'm going to come back here and just do my localhost :3000. All right, and I'm still getting cannot get. I'm a little surprised, but that's okay. What if we do the /items? We're not getting that. What if we do the /items /hello? That's still working. All right, so we got, I think it's because here, it may be because we put this app use in. All right, but I'm not even sure. So let's see. You can already tell what's different. First of all, we shouldn't need that, but that's no, it's items. But that shouldn't make that not work. Slash. I'm going to take this right here and I'm going to comment it out. And then I'm going to try to run this again. And just to be sure, even though, because I don't think we had NodeMon running, so that may be what's goofing this up too. So let's try it again. In fact, when we do this, we should be able to just say NodeMon index. Okay, that may be a bunch of our problem here. Oh, it's not. It has not been added. Okay, well, let's try to add it. There we go. And when this comes back, and it will in just a minute, then we'll do a nodemon index, and that should get us in where our package is running. Okay, there we go. Let's clear nodemon index. I already did that. We saved it. All right. Let's just do a node index. All right, so that's running. Now let's go back and check what we have. And I think those things that were not working before will start working now. So let's just do a localhost 3000. There's our hello from the home page. Let's do our localhost 3000 items. There's hello from the items page. And then let's do our finally slash mushrooms. This is the page for mushrooms. So everything was working that we put in there. Except, now let's see if this is getting called. All right, the app use. Now to do this, let's stop the server and let's start the server again. And we're still only getting that. The app use is not giving us any kind of a log. But since it's a log, request made to mushrooms. There we go. Let's try it again. Double to our home page. Request made to the home page. Let's try items. And we should see request made to items. All of that stuff is now working. All right. Silly me, I forgot that the console.log, as opposed to a res.send, is going to send it to our page, but the console.log is keeping it out there for nodemon. All right, let's continue on then. Preparing fancy and dynamic responses is important in your application, but eventually you'll need to demonstrate the app's ability to capture data from the user's request. So we see this figure here that is on the top of page 99 in our text, and you can see there's 5 stops. So number 1, the user typically is either going to be clicking a URL, or probably even more often than not is going to be entering something into his or her address bar and hitting enter. All right, http://www.google.com, let's say. So that's going to be sending an HTTP request. The request is received and the application has to begin processing it. All right, and there can be different things that are going on in here. Custom middleware logs the request's HTTP method, the IP address, and the path. We were only printing out basically a little bit of that. The router evaluates the request and responds with some data, and middleware can be applied there, as it says, as well, before the response leaves the server. All right, you have 2 main ways to get data from the user. All right, the first is through the request body when you're using a post command, which I think we're going to talk about first. In fact, they say in the first capstone project back in chapter 7, we successfully built a form that submitted data to a post route. But HTTP incoming data, it says, is represented as a buffer stream, which is a non-human readable way of doing this. All right. So in order to make this more readable, it says there we need to add an extra step in the process. Express.js makes retrieving the request body easy with the body attribute. To assist in this, we add express.json and express.url encoded to the app instance to analyze incoming request bodies. All right, it says note the use of request or req.body to log posted data to the console listing in 9.5, which we'll look at in a minute. Add that code to the main.js. With the expresses app.use, specify that we want to parse incoming requests that are URL encoded and in a JSON format. Then create a new route. It says the process can be as simple as using the post method and specifying a URL. Finally, print out the contents of the posted form with the request body and the body attribute. So we'll do that, then we'll come back and we'll take a look at using the query string. So I'm going to make changes into my file so it looks like this. To try to keep this where I still have my old stuff in here. All right, there's my app use. I'm going to just grab this stuff that I put in here. All right, all of that stuff. And I'm just going to comment it out for right now. So it's all green. It's all been commented out. All right, I'm going to keep this. Now I'm going to do this. App.use express.url encoded extended false a little weird syntax when you're taking a look at it here. All right, so there's the app use for our URL encoded. Then we need an app.use for express.json. Finally, app.post Since these are both being logged, we're going to see those, all right, under our git bash, and this is a res send. I'm just using the same stuff they have in the book. All right, so test this code by submitting a post request to HTTP here using the following curl command. I'm going to try it with a curl, see if it works here. I know that curl is really a Linux command or Unix command, but we're going to see if we can get it to work like this. Submitting post request using the following curl command. I think we may have to start up another git bash here in order to be able to do this. So let's cd to our express routes. Alright, and I want to grab that command they just mentioned. That one right there. I'm going to copy it and hopefully it'll work okay. Paste. Curl minus data. First name equal John, last name equal Wexler. Getting a cannot post an error message here, so. Well, then let's try this. This did not change. So let's try it like this. Yeah, see, it's not recognizing curl. And they had talked about putting in chocolatey and some other stuff, and I never did that. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to try it from here. Failed to connect to localhost port 3000, connection refused. You have seen, all right, you have seen when we do look at this, bring that back, come on, that we were able to pass information in. We did not do it using a post command, but I do believe we're going to end up doing that inside of the capstone that we do for this lesson in just a bit. All right, I'd like to finish this section up. All right, it says if we had done something like this, we'd be using what's called a query string, because that's another way of passing data. So in this example that you see, whoops, no, I don't want to go there, that you see right here, localhost 3000, the query string is, we'd be saying we've got an attribute named cart that has a value of 3 and an attribute named pages visited that has a value of 4 and an attribute called UTM code that's got a value of 837623. As it says, this URL might be passing information about the number of items in a shopping cart, the number of pages they visited, and some marketing code letting you know how you found the app in the first place. All right. To see query strings on the server, we add the console.log req.query to the middleware function in main. All right. Now try visiting that same URL. So I'm going to try grabbing this, copying it to the clipboard, and bringing it into here. See if it works. There we go. All right. So the author says that we should try that and we should put that in. So we want to add to our middleware function console.log rec.query. So let's go back to our middleware function. try to add that request.query. So we're going to do that. I'm going to save here. I'm going to bring in that. Now, since I had my problems with NodeMon, I'm not sure if this is actually... First of all, let's stop this. Let's get back to here. And let's do node index again. Alright, so that's up and running. And we're going to try this. We didn't have anything on the home page right there. I don't believe we had a listing for the home page. So let me go back to here. That was for a post. Let's go back when we were just at the home page. Let's put that in. And then let's comment just that. And it's not finding that. I think this is going to work its way out. You're going to have to take my word for it right now. So before we get into MVC, I'm going to stop. We've got a quick check right here that says what additional middleware functions are needed. Well, you just saw they were the express.url encoded and express.json. So I'll be back to talk a little MVC at you in just a couple minutes.